Hi, and welcome to Conversations on the Couch. And woo, we've got Conversations on the Couch going already.
Yes.
Michael, it's great to see you. Erin, it's great to see you.
Morning.
And we have a new friend that you would like to
We
introduce
do.
us to.
Well, she's not a new friend for me. We have been friends for many, many, many years, and I'd like to introduce KimPoovey, who is an author who lives in downtown Beaufort, and probably knows more about Beaufort than all the people who sit on all the committees. So please tell us a little bit about your books and just a little bit about you.
Okay, well, like I was saying before we started filming, I write historical fiction and hauntings. All of my books have ghosts in them, but not all of them are scary haunted stories per se. I do have a series, a Dreamist series, that is about an antique estate dealer who her name is Sarah Holden. She can see the dead in her dreams. The problem is they can see her too.
Have you grown up writing novels in your brain, and are you a historian or a history buff?
No. The history part didn't come until I moved to Beaufort.
Yeah.
You can't throw a rock in this town without hitting history, and it made my love of history grow. So the love of it didn't come until we were stationed here in '86. But the ghost thing has been with me all my life. We've lived in haunted houses and haunted places, so I don't do anything satanic or slasher. I just like a good old-fashioned, no slasher movies, just just your base, no blood and gore, just your basic scary
paranormal activity.
Yeah, you know, the stuff that makes your hair stand on end and makes you kind of look around the room going, oh, it's
How
next.
do you two know each other?
This is funny.
Well,
Paranormal.
speaking of paranormal, my wife is a horse person.
Okay.
Kim was always a horse person. She moved to Beaufort and brought a horse to our property. And so we met and just have stayed in touch ever since. When she decided she wanted to move from Ladies Island into downtown Beaufort, she called me and said, find me something. I want to be a part of downtown. I want to be a part of history. And we did. And they've been there ever since.
So
she
where
and
are you
Daryl.
down?
We are in the Old Commons neighborhood. We have an 1890s haunted cottage, haunted by a Civil War nurse, because the house across the street from us was the hospital for the Black Civil War soldiers.
Got it.
So our house, of course, 1890s wasn't there at the time, but we were hospital grounds. So I think she just wanders about. We also have ghost cats because,
Tell me.
Wait, like Pet Cemetery type?
it felt like pet some, the lady that owned our house, two owners before, people probably read about this in the newspaper if you've been here long enough. She had 60 cats when she died in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So we have ghost cats.
I love ghost cats. A good old
Yeah, they're
ghost
not
cat.
scary. They'll brush up against you. They'll, you know the spontaneous room change.
Yeah.
We had a cat. He's since passed, but you would just see them fly through the house, and then Kramer, our cat, would be like asleep over there in the corner, and you're like, oh, okay.
What's your new book? What can we look forward to?
The new book is Shadows of the War. It is actually set during the Civil War, 3 different perspectives. It is the sequel to Shadows of the Moss, which is partially set in Pennsylvania, partially set at Rose Hill Mansion in Bluffton.
Oh, that's another great place.
Oh, I was a docent there for 2.5 years. It was my fairy tale house.
Oh, I love it. Have you seen it recently?
Yes, it's beautiful.
They did a
They did
beautiful
a
job.
fabulous job, and I'm so glad that they protected it. So yeah, the first book, Shadows of the Moss, is actually the backstory for the main ghost that haunts that house.
Okay.
And then it morphed into something else. So it's about Maggie McFarlane, an Irish immigrant who's fleeing persecution and abuse, and she stumbles on the Underground Railroad. It's how their lives intertwine. And so Shadows of the War, the one that was just released, that one picks up at the end of that book.
And you said you've got 8 books in the works?
I have 8 books out. I have one that's coming out in a couple weeks, a novella. That's part of the Haunted series with Sarah Holden, and that's set at my college campus, which sadly is deteriorating into nothing.
Where can we get the books?
You can buy them at any online store, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, but you can go to any of our indie bookstores. We have 4.
Yes.
You can get them at
Great.
Sassafras, Nevermore, the Beaufort Bookstore, and Macintosh Books. So please buy from indie bookstores.
Yes, please.
Please.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us. There's a lot more to come here on Conversations on the Couch.